everyone, welcome to Moto Mengy. Today I want to talk about Harley Davidson, and in particular, is Harley Davidson out of touch? Have they gone too woke? If you follow motorcycle news, then you've noticed that lately, the past few weeks, there's been a lot of Harley negativity and anti-Harley Davidson news coming out. And a lot of it has to do with a lot of their policies and business decisions lately. It's been building up over time, honestly. It's not anything new, it's just new information has come out that is finally, enough is enough, I guess. The Harley community's had enough. The Harley Davidson buyers are ticked off. So I'll quickly go over what some of the news is that's caused all this backlash. I believe one of the first things to start it was Harley Davidson's pricing strategy change, where as of like a month ago or so, I think it is, they're no longer putting price tags on new motorcycles on the dealer floors. They have no price tags on their new bikes. It's a corporate decision across all the Harley dealers to force customers to inquire about the price of the bike, to make them ask about the price of the bike. Now, as you can surmise and guess, this is not a customer-oriented decision, of course. This is a decision with one goal in mind: to allow dealers to inflate prices, to ask higher prices, to dicker for prices, to put customers in a state of ignorance, I guess is a good way to say it, so that when someone walks into a dealership and sees a bike they like and they ask about it, the dealer can technically ask whatever price they want for it, and the customer wouldn't even know if that's right or wrong, or if it's higher or lower than it should be. So a lot of Harley Davidson customers are not happy about that change at all. Then a little bit after that, Harley Davidson announced that they're going to be shipping production of the Pan America over to Thailand. No longer built in the United States. Now, it then later came out that it's not just the Pan America, it's all Revolution Max Harley Davidsons are being shipped production over to Thailand and no longer going to be made in the United States. That includes the Pan Americas, the Nicer Special, the Sportster S. I think there's only 4 models right now that have the Revolution Max in them, I think. Previously, you know, every Harley Davidson sold in the United States has been built in the United States. And that's actually a clause in the union contract for Harley Davidson workers, that every bike sold in the U.S. must be made in the U.S. production-wise. It's been like that forever, and that's a good thing, because Harley Davidson buyers, you know, are proud to have American bikes. That's the whole point of having a Harley Davidson, your American pride, you know. But now Harley Davidson is shipping production of the Rev Max bikes out of the United States and out to Thailand. Even Rev Max bikes sold in the U.S. will be made in Thailand now. Now, Harley making bikes outside the United States isn't anything new. They've had production in Thailand for many years, and in China and other countries, I believe. But up until now, they were all for foreign sold bikes. They were never, those foreign plants were never used to make bikes to be sold in the United States. Every Harley sold in the United States was made in the United States. This will be the first time that is not true anymore, as far as I know, from what I read anyway. And understandably, Harley owners are upset about this, because no one wants to support foreign workers in Harley plants. They want to support American workers in Harley plants. And likewise, Harley Davidson employees are upset because, you know, the plant workers, the guys who work on the line, the men and women, they're concerned of, you know, are they going to lose their jobs? You know, how many people will be laid off? Because typically in corporate America, when you move production outside the United States, well, when you move it from the United States to outside the United States, that almost always leads to U.S. jobs being lost, almost unequivocally. Now, Harley has said that no American workers will be laid off, but they're also saying that the production move is temporary. But that's just Harley sweet-talking the media and the people and the employees. I mean, realistically, it's crap. Of course, this is not a temporary move. Harley intends to keep production of the Rev Max outside the United States. They want to save labor costs, to increase profit margins, to raise the share price. That's the whole point of all this, at the expense of American workers and American customers. So Harley could say they're talking out of one corner of their mouth, but their actions are saying something entirely different. Because they keep saying, as of 2025, next year, next year's models for the Pan America and the Nightster and the Sports S will all be Thailand made. So that got people upset. But then, on top of all that, this is all the past few weeks, there's a fella named Robbie Starbuck. He's it's a marketing and video creator for corporate media, for branding and marketing, that kind of thing, for advertisements. He does it for a living. He's done a good job at it. He's pretty good at it. But he also, in his spare time or whatever, has been working against all this woke DEI stuff in the corporate America world, trying to weed it out of corporate America because it's not helping things. It's hurting corporate profits. It's hurting American workers and hurting American people. So he got involved now. He revealed, exposed, I guess you could say, that Harley Davidson has a lot of woke DEI corporate policies they've been pushing and enforcing and implementing. Stuff like DEI and inclusion training for Harley employees, Harley managers in particular, to hire like LGBTQ, so on and so forth, whatever the letters are, people over other people to try and get more diversity in the Harley plants and Harley management. Also, I guess there have been Harley's been donating to LGBTQ charities or companies or whatever, or movements, I guess you could say. This is a lot of people upset because they don't want Harley to be wasting millions of dollars, and they have been. They've been spending millions of dollars on this DEI stuff. Whereas Harley customers would rather have that money put into the bikes and the motorcycles, have Harley focus on selling motorcycles. And Harley wants to increase their HRC score. Now the HRC score stands for Human Rights Coalition score. HRC is a lobbyist movement to try and get more DEI and inclusion into corporate America, to try and increase the number of LGBTQ people being hired and such by corporate America. Whether they're qualified for the job or not, whether they're the best for the job or not, it doesn't matter. HRC's been pushing this for a long time now, and you've seen it in companies like Budweiser, Disney, Tractor Supply Company. There's been, they've all been involved with this, and they've all lately been backtracking on it because there's been backlash against it. It's hurt them. It's hurt their brands. Because American people in general don't care about this stuff and don't want this stuff. They don't want, most people, myself included, don't have a problem with LGBTQ people, whatever their numbers are, letters are. We don't care about that stuff. We don't have a problem with it. We don't, be woke if you want to, whatever, who cares? But we don't want that stuff forced on us. I mean, we don't want that stuff pushed down our throats. And when it's forced upon us, that's when we get upset about it, because we don't, you do you, whatever, that's fine. Be yourself, that's fine. Just don't force it on me if I don't want it, Don't force it into things I don't want it in. People are people, humans are humans. Just hire the best person for the job, and market towards people, humans, not specific groups. Just be fair to everyone. Then, because when you get down to it, this HRC woke DEI stuff, it's really discrimination and racism, really. I mean, that's what it is. And when you boil it down and look at it from a brass tacks point of view, it's discrimination and racism. Now, they don't like hearing that because, well, anyway, I'm getting an opinion now. I'm getting on a tangent. I'm gonna try to keep this politically correct or whatever, or neutral. I'll try my best. But so Harley's been trying to raise their HRC score at the expense of lots and lots of money. They spend lots of money to do it. So this Robbie Starbuck guy exposed all this stuff, and a lot of people got very upset about it. And this is on top of all the other stuff, on top of the price tag stuff, on top of the movement of production out of the country stuff. And it finally all boiled down to a head where Harley owners have had enough. So that led to, a few weeks ago out in Sturgis, all these boycotts and protests of Harley Davidson in general, just overall. And you can see there are pictures of Sturgis this year. All the Harley stands and the Harley booths and everything in Sturgis at the dealerships, they were mostly empty for the whole Sturgis event because people were boycotting them. They were avoiding the Harley stands because they're making a statement, you know. And that's unusual. I mean, I've been to Sturgis before. The Harley booths are normally swamped, man. I'll tell you what, but not this year. People avoided it and made their displeasure known. And then on top of that, Harley dealers and salespeople have been talking to Harley corporate and voicing their concern that a lot of Harley customers are, you know, coming to the dealerships and speaking out about this and raising their concerns and being upset. And some are looking to sell their bikes and some are looking to trade them in or get rid of them because they don't want to be associated with Harley of the companies that are going to be like this. So Harley's had a lot of pushback over the past few weeks about all this stuff. And it just kept building and building and building. I mean, people are even going as far as to destroy and shoot and blow up their Harley Davidsons in protest. If you watch a channel on YouTube called Columbia War Machine, they posted a video where they utterly obliterated the one guy's Harley Davidson with heavy firepower. I'll show some clips here. I'll show a little bit of it here. And here, enjoy the clip.
How about the M134?
So you gotta love that. I mean, who doesn't like watching stuff get blown up by huge firepower? I've never seen a Harley Davidson be the target of such huge firepower before, or anger before, vitriol, but that's where we are. That's where things are. And I don't advise anyone to shoot or blow up their Harley Davidson. If you want to sell it, if you're angry about Harley and stuff, just sell your bike. Take the money, you know, because that's a perfectly fine Harley Davidson that Columbia War Machine utterly destroyed. But you gotta admit, it was awesome to watch. I mean, they had some serious guns, I'll tell you what. I've never even seen half the stuff they used to fire that Harley Davidson. But so, as of like a week ago now, it all came to a head, and Harley's been quiet along this entire time. They haven't said anything publicly about any of this. Until about a week ago, or a few days ago, Harley finally issued a statement, a public statement, where they announced they're going to be backtracking their DEI policies and canceling DEI stuff and woke stuff, and they're going to be focusing on simply selling motorcycles, making and selling motorcycles. But the letter, the statement that Harley Davidson made, the letter that they issued, I have some issues with the way they worded things. Now I know I'm not riding a Harley Davidson. Obviously I'm riding a Honda Goldwing, but for most of my life I have rode Harley Davidsons. I've been in the Harley culture for most of my life. Look, I'm still wearing a Harley Davidson jacket. Yeah, I wear a Harley jacket riding a Honda Goldwing. Part of that is because the jacket's paid for. It's comfortable and it works very well. I'm frugal, but another part of that is that I still love Harley Davidson, you know? Yeah, I ride the Honda Goldwing, but I love Harley Davidson. I love the culture, I love the bikes. I do, I honestly do. I wish Harley made a bike that competed with this Goldwing, that I could buy a Harley to replace this Goldwing with. But they don't. But that's another topic. It's a diversion. I don't like the way Harley worded this statement. They have a clause up at the very top of it. Well, they have a statement at the very top of the letter where they more or less say that they are saddened by the division that the Harley community has caused over this, or something to that effect. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll post a picture here of the statement and I'll highlight what they actually said. But the whole thing comes across as Harley Davidson corporate blaming Harley Davidson customers for the backlash, for the issues, and for all this negative news that happened. And that's okay. To be totally honest, it's a piece of shit. That is up. That's just terrible. It's not the Harley customers that have caused this. It's Harley Davidson corporate. It's Harley Davidson's business decisions. It's Harley Davidson's moves and Is Harley Davidson trying to force DEI and wokeness into their brand? Harley Davidson caused this division and negativity and drama, not the Harley customers. So when I read that, I really took a double take. I got mad. I'm still mad thinking about it. It's just, you know, it's just nonsense by Harley Davidson corporate. But they do state how they're going to go back on this DEI stuff, and they're going to stop trying to raise their HRC score. They're going to stop worrying about it and stop spending money trying to do it. They're going to stop all this DEI training in their managers and their workers and employees. But the letter really was worded in such a fashion that it's almost like Harley's only doing it because, you know, they're not doing it willingly. They're doing it simply because Harley customers started hurting their bottom line, started affecting the stock price. So Harley is unwillingly going to go back on this, but you still have the production being moved to Thailand. You still have the price tag on the dealer floor thing going on. So yeah, they backtracked on part of it, but not all of it. So my question is Harley Davidson out of touch? Are they out of touch with their customer base? And my opinion is yes, they are. Harley Davidson's lost their way in a large fashion, in my opinion. And you have to look, you know, you can ask yourself, when did this start, or what went wrong, or what's causing all this? And if you look back over the past few years and when this all started and how it's escalated and all the business moves Harley's made over the past couple of years, you can trace it back to one thing and one person. In my opinion, this can all be blamed on Harley Davidson's CEO, Jorgen Zeiss, or whatever his name is. Jorgen Zeiss, however you say his name, I don't know. It's a German guy. He doesn't seem to understand the Harley Davidson brand at all. He doesn't seem to care about Harley Davidson's customer base. Not enough to actually, you know, think about them anyway. He's trying to change Harley into a different thing entirely. He's trying to make Harley Davidson's into a smaller company that sells more expensive bikes with higher profit margins. He seems focused solely on the share price and the stock price of Harley Davidson rather than the brand and the motorcycles. That's the way it seems to me. If you look at his moves in the past couple of years, you know, stock buybacks year after year, all of his moves seem geared towards one thing: increasing Harley Davidson's stock price at the expense of Harley customers, at the expense of Harley Davidson bikes, at the expense of the brand. And I don't like that personally. To me, you know, that ticks me off, because I love Harley Davidson, or I love what they used to be. I love what they could be. I love, you know, I used to love Harley Davidson, I guess. I still do, but man, some of the stuff they've done lately, corporate-wise, has just bothered me and rubbed me the wrong way, and it's to a point now where I'm actually upset about it. And it seems to all be due to Jorgen Zeiss, whatever the hell his name is. And I really wish that the Harley board would just get rid of him. Kick him out, get a new CEO in there, someone who actually likes Harley Davidson. Because I don't think Jorgen Zeiss likes Harley Davidson. I think he likes the Harley Davidson stock. I think he likes the stock options that his job at Harley Davidson gives him. I don't think he's particularly big on Harley Davidson in general. I think he wants to change Harley Davidson into his own thing rather than what Harley Davidson used to be. Because all of his moves are oriented towards changing Harley Davidson and, you know, modernizing it, you could say, but not in a good way, in a DEI/woke way, in an anti-Harley Davidson customer way. I think it's terrible. I think it's horrendous. I think Zeiss has to go. I don't think things will get better until Zeiss goes. That's my opinion. I think as long as Zeiss is in, you know, charge, as long as he's CEO, Harley Davidson is going to have these issues. Harley will continue to grow smaller as a brand and a company. That's my hunch. That's what I think. The real kicker is that all these moves and decisions that Jorgen Zeiss has done over the past few years, they've been failing. They haven't been working. If you look at Harley Davidson's stock price over the past 5 years or so versus the S&P 500's, you know, share price or value, Harley is actually underperforming the market, like every year for the past like 5 years or so. And that's even with Harley Davidson doing all these stock buybacks, which stock buybacks are geared towards inflating the share price. So it'd be even worse if they weren't doing the stock buybacks. So you can conclude, you know, from that one pretty conclusive thing: what Jochen Zeitz is doing isn't working. All these moves and decisions he's making are actually hurting the company and the brand rather than helping it. And to any rational person, that makes sense. I mean, it's obvious, it's common sense. When you make moves, when you increase prices to lower volumes, you'll sell less bikes but at higher price margins. But then when you also do things that tick off your customer base, you'll have less people buying Harley Davidson. So, you know, all this price gouging and DEI and woke stuff Harley's done over the past 5 years, it's not working. And to most of us, that might seem like an obvious thing, you know? Apparently to the CEO of Harley Davidson, it's not. So they have issued that statement saying they're going to change their ways. But I personally expect very little to change. I think Zeitz is only placating the customer base to try and lessen the impact. I think he's trying to, you know, put out the fires for now. But I don't think he's really changed his mind. I think, you know, he still wants, he has this vision for Harley Davidson that's different than what the people's vision is. But in my opinion, yes, Harley Davidson is out of touch with his customer base. Harley Davidson's in trouble. Harley Davidson needs a new CEO in the worst way. Maybe even a new board of directors too, because if the board is allowing Zeitz to do all this stuff, maybe the board is part of the problem too. Maybe the Harley Davidson board is just out of touch. Maybe they're just as bad as Zeitz is. I don't know. Either way, Harley's got problems. I hope they fix it. I hope they come around. I hope things change for the better. Alright, so that's my take on all this Harley Davidson news lately. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think of it. Are you upset about all this Harley negative news coming out lately, or don't you care? If you're upset too, just vent down below. We can get a little Harley Davidson venting session going on, whatever. On that note, thanks for watching, thanks for riding along. Thanks for listening to me rant for, wow, 35 minutes? Oh no, I'll cut that down a little bit. I'll cut some of that out, that's too long. Alright, well, thanks for watching, thanks for riding along. Take care, ride safe. See you next time.